Sometimes got to go high.
Oh my God! But I'm sure then you got some preferential treatment.
Yes.
You know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I see why. Then you always had to not be below average.
Absolutely.
You know, you just had to be up there.
Yes.
I see. So now you go to America. Let's go to America together.
Yes.
Did you go in the KLM or I'm just
It
kidding.
was KLM. So you're
oh, really?
yes, you're a prophet. You're a prophet. It was. I went through Amsterdam for the very first time.
Okay, transit. So now you get to America.
Yes.
Did you feel that, hey, freedom, here I come?
That was definitely a thought.
Okay.
That was definitely a thought. When I got there, yeah, of course, I was free. Yeah, it was like I kind of started tasting that freedom when I went to Accra High, because obviously I had to get out from the walls.
Oh my God!
Get out of the walls. So then but it's just something about when you get that foundational training. It's in your core.
Oosh.
So I was the kind of kid that will go to school and do all what I need to do, and right afterwards I'm picking the car and I'm coming right back home, just because. And sometimes but hey, let's go do this. Not really, because I was just used to the routine of, hey, do what you got to do and go home. So I did get that sense of freedom high school.
Okay.
And so when I went to the US, it wasn't like, hey, now let me I could wild out. Nah, it was just just being focused on the Lord and my studies and that kind of thing. So
I see. I like the sound of being focused on the Lord.
Yes.
It kind of sounds to me you had been impacted very well by your parents.
Yes.
And perhaps you're looking at maybe taking over from them one day, preaching in the church. Was that the desire?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
They always said that. Matter of fact, I was the kind of kid that, and my parents told me that when I was about 3, I'll be praying as a little boy, like a little baby, just casting out devils. And so everyone who just heard me pray was like, oh my God, he's about to be a pastor. He's gonna take over his daddy, that kind of thing. But personally, I never really wanted to be a pastor, in that sense, over a flock and church. I wanted to just love the Lord and worship Him and just that. I really didn't desire to be a pastor. It's a good question that I probably need to keep asking myself. I just never. I didn't want that stereotype or that pressure of, hey, you have to. I wanted to make sure if I was called of God, I gotta hear it from the Lord. I gotta know that I know in my spirit. And of course later on, we could talk about it, but I got to know that calling of just working for the Lord. Full time.
I get you.
Yes.
I want to bring you back home.
Yes.
To mommy, daddy, church, school, serving the Lord a bit.
Yes.
Were there certain things that you probably saw that just didn't want you to be a pastor? Like, you know what? Yeah, I got it. You're serving the Lord, but did you? I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I got those. I got those moments a few times, and maybe that could have been one of those reasons too. It's like, oh, is it? Because obviously being a PK, you see things that and hear things that just the regulars don't hear. So that could have been a factor as well. That could have been a factor.
So how about your siblings? Did anybody take up? Is the church still active?
The church is not. It's not active.
Okay.
Because I found out later that my dad had collaborated his church with another ministry.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff. So yes, it's not on its own now.
Okay. You spoke about having 5 siblings.
Yes.
What happened? Did any of them get into ministry? As in preaching?
No. Not preaching.
Really?
Yes. None of them. into business and that kind of stuff. But
you think that's how your father eventually collaborated the church, because none of the kids were ready to, take the baton to another level?
Oh yeah, it was just more, just getting degrees and trying to find business to do. Yeah, nobody really wanted to take up that. Yeah, none of them.
To think that you probably are in touch with your siblings, do you sometimes have a conversation like that? Does it come across as we regret not ever, do you get that? Do you get that vibe, like amongst yourself? Why didn't we? Is there any regret?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because even with myself, I'm serving the Lord, and I believe there are different ways to serve the Lord. Okay. You just don't have to be a pastor necessarily with a church to have impact in the world. So knowing that what I'm doing through the gift of music and reaching the world through this way, and the testimonies we've been hearing from the releases of what we do and live events that we do, and I mean several hundreds and thousands, probably hundreds of thousands that we've ministered to. I mean, I don't see any difference. The only difference with the pastor is being over a flock, and then of course the Lord gave me the privilege to pastor the members in my ministry, which is the new generation Levites.
Okay.
Literally. So quote unquote, I could say I'm a pastor in that sense.
Yes, you are.
And of course, being the worship leader in the church, new Life International ministry. It's a new ministry to me as well in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I am pastoring my department.
Okay.
So in that sense, you could say that. So it's not like I'm feeling like, oh, I never took away. I feel like, you know what, I'm still in the ministry, and that's what my dad was doing, also listening to the call of the Lord and obeying and following.
Precisely so.
Yes.
Well, Gershon Audio is my guest today on Breakout here on the Kristocentric station. Shouts to all the family connected all across 50 countries, listening live on the radio feed or watching whether on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. In fact, if you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. Just comment also. Let's hear from you. If there's any question you want me to ask him, why not, you can pose it to me. Right. When you were in Accra High,
yes,
clearly you were not involved with all the happenings.
Yes.
Because you had the fear of the Lord.
Right, the fear, right.
Did you get a nickname out of that? Did you have people go like haunting you, like, this guy, I don't mind him? Did you get a nickname?
All the time. Like,
oh boy.
My old high school mate, they still kind of make fun in that sense. I was just that serious student. And so yes, I literally was looked at as that kid and said, oh my God, you don't know how to have fun, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it never really bothered you, I guess.
Not necessarily. I mean, I was still cool with my friends. In school, we were really, really cool. We still had fun, and all that in terms of joking around and that kind of stuff.
You had your limits.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
So Gershon is in America.
Yes, sir.
He's back to his hometown.
Yes.
How was it? The movement. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you mentioned that you were not involved with so much?
Yes.
How did you settle in?
Very, very good question. Of course, I was going to school there, Truman College.
Okay.
And there was a church. I had to live with friends of kind of like an uncle for a little while, connected by my dad when I got there for about 7 months. And there was a church across the street from that building. And that's all I've known, so just hearing, people praising the Lord, I'm like, I need to go check it out. And this was within maybe the first weekend of me moving to the U.S. So I just went to check out this church, and I fell in love with it. So I started going, and that's kind of where I met her.
Oh,
yes.
You met her in church?
Yes, in church.
What was she doing? Singing,
she was a
ushering.
she was just a regular. Were you a teenager by then? She was just one of the cool kids, you know.
Okay.
I'm saying kids because we were still not we weren't 20 at that time. But yes, she was one of the cool kids. So
you found her young.
Oh, absolutely. And she always made fun because I was the kid from Africa, the weird kid from Africa that came in on Sunday with the suit. I mean, I'm talking about suit from top to bottom.
Three piece,
you know, white. Coming to brown, chocolate,
Come on, man.
the black with the big old Bible
praise
in my
my
armpit.
religion.